In 2023, a flood hit a slum cluster in East Delhi. Food, medicines, volunteers, all 3 kilometers away. But despite that, the family waited for 6 days. Not because nobody cared, but because nobody knew. India has 3.3 million registered NGOs, the largest non-profit sector on earth, and the average community need still takes 4 to 7 days to get a response. That's not a compassion problem, that's a broken operating system. But we build the fix. This is Seva Setu, the operating system for grassroots social response in India. And let me walk you through what it actually does. Now, say a field worker in Okhla, South Delhi, needs to report that their family hasn't eaten since yesterday. She doesn't type English, but all she has is a phone and 2 minutes of her time. She taps record.
यहाँ ओखला सेक्टर में 5 घरों के बच्चे हैं जो कि दिन से खाना नहीं खाए, उन्हें तत्काल हेल्प चाहिए।
Gemini processes the raw audio, not a transcription service, the actual audio signal, and extracts category, urgency, location, and people count, all in one simple process. And in Hindi, no configuration required. She hears the confirmation read back on one tap and it is done. The urgency score, if we see on the report that is generated, is around 52 or 54. This isn't a drop down that she picked, it's computed live. Base score multiplied by a weather signal from Open Meteo. A heat wave above 40 degrees Celsius adds 40%, multiplied by a vulnerability index from India census data on BPL households. Elderly density, hospital distance, and it is multiplied by the time of day for nighttime medical emergencies. And it keeps climbing every 30 minutes until someone finally responds. Now, 3 other field workers just reported the same food shortage in the same area. Now watch the map, what happens? We have built a proprietary deduplication engine which uses Gemini embeddings and a 500-meter geofence. Above 0.85 cosine similarity, it is auto-merged. Those 4 reports just became one operational pin. Now, only one dispatch will go out, not 4. 4 or more clustered reports also trigger a systemic cross-NGO alert. That's the difference between smart allocation and expensive chaos. Every pin on this map that you see is a live need. Size is urgency, opacity fades with time. Stale needs to stay visible but doesn't drown fresh emergencies. And this overlay underneath is census data that we already talked about. Everything like BPL population, hospital distance, elderly density and everything else. It is rendered as a real-time equity layer. A need in a red zone automatically scores higher than an identical one in a green zone because structural disadvantage is context and context decides allocation. Now, you can also see some blue dots over here on the maps. These blue dots are volunteers and they work on one basic simple rule, supply and demand. Everything on one integrated screen. And the system has already picked up the Okhla need. This is matching engine, 6 weighted factors, 30% proximity, 25% skill match via embeddings, 15% supply inventory, 15% 90-day reliability score, 10% real-time availability, and 5% equity boost for small NGOs and unreserved zones. Now let's take an example of Farah Khan. She's 400 meters away, food nutrition certified. 20 kilograms of rice in her inventory right now because volunteers log their supplies in the system. The next closest volunteer has nothing. Every match is explainable. Every match is auditable, and Seva Setu dispatches Farah. She gets the task brief, a navigation link, and a list of what to bring. She has 5 minutes to exit before the cascade moves to the next candidate. Now she has arrived, she has helped, and she wants to mark the task complete. But she can't. The button is disabled until she uploads a completion photo. There's no bypass to that. Gemini Vision analyzes the photo against the need category. Is this actually food distribution? Does it match what we reported? 91% confidence, auto-resolve. But that's not the final word yet. The person who originally reported the need gets a WhatsApp message asking if it was actually resolved. Their confirmation is the last signal. If they say no, the need reopens. The pipeline retriggers from scratch. Resolved means confirmed by the community and not just assumed by the system. While all of this was happening, the coordinator saw every single step. Not in a WhatsApp group. Here, live operations. We have a custom-built NGO dashboard which is visible right now. And it showcases volunteer health monitoring, resource inventory, search forecasting, and an auto-generated donor impact report. They can also just ask a question in plain language, like, for example, how many critical needs are unmatched right now, and get a real answer that triggers real action. And let's see the public KPI dashboard now. This is what donors, government officials, and the public see when they open our dashboard. No login required, and it is live, verified, and computed from real operational data. These numbers mean something because the verification loop behind them is real. We audited 22 competing platforms like iVolunteer, Volunteer Match, Sarthi, Good 360, and many else. 0 have multilingual voice intake, 0 have embeddings-based deduplication, 0 have supply-aware matching, 0 have AI photo verification with reporter confirmation, 0 have a live vulnerability map from census data, and 0 out of the 22 have anything similar to ours. The entire system runs on a Google native stack, Gemini 2.5 Flash and Pro, Gemini Vision, Gemini text embeddings, Firebase, Google Maps platform with zero custom model training, and every AI capability runs on Gemini interface APIs with deterministic fallbacks. Now, what is our target? Our main target is to bring the response time down from 4 to 7 days down to under 6 hours. 85% of needs matched in under 30 minutes, which within 12 months of launch, aligned with 6 of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Now, what we do is simply it can be understood as need reported, need classified, need matched, need verified, and finally need resolved. India's 3.3 million NGOs have been doing extraordinary work, but with broken tools. What we bring to the table is to give them infrastructure that their work actually deserves. And that is it from our side, from our team. Thank you for your time.